So I am the best man. I am Klaus, Sebastian's best man. And so I have my speech ready, and I guess I'll give it now. So, well, it's still setting in that Sebastian and Candace are actually married now. But it's such an awesome privilege to have been part of it. But before I talk about Sebastian, I'd like to briefly talk to Candace and talk about her. Well, Candace and I have actually known each other for quite a long time. We went to the same church together for a while, Grace Bible Church. And so as over the years, we've had quite a lot of encounters and different things happen. And actually, just a couple weeks ago, she brought up the fact that in middle school, I guess I used to torment her with my friend. I don't remember that, so I'll plead ignorance on that one. But I wouldn't put it past me. But she's played tricks on me too. Not guilty. Just this past summer, we were on the senior tree. Toothbrush and bacon grease and pickle relish. So she is guilty. But it's all in good fun. Candace, it has been and will always be a pleasure to be able to call you my friend and my best friend's wife. As I reflect more and more, I just know that you and Sebastian are perfect for each other, and that your love for each other goes very deep. You are with the right man, and I have full confidence that you will be able to keep him under control throughout these next years. It is so amazing to see that the woman he has picked to be his wife is you, and there's absolutely no one else that I could ever think to be a better pick. Now we move on to Sebastian. So I didn't really know what to write exactly, so I figured I would just do a brief history of our past. And as Clayton said when he was giving the message, he talked about how it was kind of my doing that they got introduced, but it actually goes one step back further. And there's a guy back there named Ethan Omer, if you can stand up for a second. He was actually kind of the whole reason for the class. I actually met Sebastian through Ethan Omer. Ethan became my neighbor in 6th grade. He attended St. Pat's school and we began to hang out. And eventually I was introduced to some of his friends at a basketball game. And people like Jordan Brown and Andrew Watson and Anthony Corey and yes, Sebastian Whiting. He was kind of this taller, goofy-looking kid with glasses. I didn't really know anything about him, but he seemed all right. Over the next year, I got to know Sebastian better through Ethan and through the other guys, and our shenanigans began to increase every day. Some of those things, and blowing stuff up in our backyards, volleyballs, plexiglass boards, going over to Jordan Brown's house, destroying it by putting everything that was in the freezer in the microwave, airsoft wars, being up to no good in Anthony Corey's basement, you know what I'm talking about, swearing like sailors when our parents weren't around, getting yelled at St. Pat basketball games for running on the court. And he used to do this weird thing. He'd put his arms out like this and go, badger, 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 badger. Go like the badger dance, I don't know. But sadly enough, Ethan eventually moved away, and kind of before 8th grade, he moved to Pennsylvania, but I still continued to hang out with Sebastian, and then finally high school happened. High school was a great time because I got to see Sebastian every day in class and in the halls, so this was a good change. I was able to help introduce him to some of my buddies from WMS, and he had no problem adapting to the hustle and bustle of public school. And we were involved in a lot of same things. We were both involved in plays and musicals and drama club. And as Clayton said, high school was a time when I introduced kind of Sebastian to Candace, their youth group. And that, I kind of forgot about that actually. Some of the memories we had, I don't know if any of you will think these are funny, but I know Sebastian will. Seeing the many different reactions of our drama director, Mrs. Oxborough, during play rehearsals. She always told Sebastian to cut his hair, but he never would. You know about that, Mrs. Yep. Our many adventures that we had in math class, both Mrs. Guston and Mrs. Kennedy. venturing throughout the neighborhoods on our TPing rampages, water ballooning escapades, and playing video games for hours on end after consuming mountains of buffalo wings from Kev's. One of our finest moments had to be on our senior retreat. Not many people know the story, some people do. I won't go into detail. Don't worry. But we were in a senior retreat, and our dear Lord and singer was there. And we had this epic plan of me hiding in this closet. I would eventually jump out and scare Katie Vance, but Lori decided to come in and have a 45-minute conversation about everything that I do not want to hear about. It was most traumatizing, that fear that I will never recover. But anyone could say that we had an absolute blast throughout our 4 years of high school. And then, of course, he went on to the Navy. Sebastian, whether you realize it or not, you have done many great things for me. You've shown me what it is to be a leader. You're number one in your Navy class, always completed everything that you put your mind to, and you've always been one to take charge in any situation and bring it to completion. And you're also the first to get married. You're paving the way for us, buddy. Secondly, you have been a great example of a disciple of Christ. We have been growing together spiritually ever since high school youth group, and it has been a roller coaster ride for the both of us, both good and bad. We have shared with each other the dark parts of our lives and celebrated for the areas of victory and improvement. You've shown me to be real and to make my relationship with Jesus my own. He is not a God who delights in our futile and empty religious attempts to be holy, but to rely fully on His grace and love. And you have done this, and I pray you continue to do it. You have also shown me to trust God in all of my situations. Sebastian was dead set on going to DePaul University throughout high school to major in video game design, computer science. And in his senior year of high school, it turned out that he felt God was pulling him to go to the Navy. So he changed his mind when he felt that, and he went into the military. You followed him in faith, and he has been faithful to you as well, granting you success and perseverance and a deeper relationship with him. You are a disciple of Christ. Keep following him with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Lastly, you have provided me with an amazing friendship. We have been through it all together, my friend. School, homework, girls, parents, friends, music, God, and so much more. As I think of how we became friends, I can only think that it was something that was planned out very carefully by our Creator. That we would meet in middle school and be best friends all the way through high school and into college. We have been there to pick each other up, to pray for each other, and just to live life together. And I dearly hope that this will continue for the rest of our lives. And as I was thinking more about both you and Candace getting married and moving away to Charleston, the thought crossed my mind that, well, I guess this is kind of the end now. But then I was reminded that this is nowhere near the end. This is just the beginning to another chapter of all of our lives, and especially yours. I greatly look forward to the day when my future wife, whoever that may be, and I can come and visit you. I greatly look forward to the day when you have kids, and I can be known as Uncle Ben. And most of all, I am greatly excited to see what God has planned for both of your futures in this world, and how He will use you to reach people, spreading the good news that Jesus died for our sins, and that we can have a personal relationship with our God. Truly, this is not the end, but just one more piece of the puzzle, one more leg of the journey, one more step in the right direction, and one more reason to fall into the arms of Jesus and let Him lead both of you. So I would like to propose a toast. We could all raise our glasses together. And I would like to read a verse from the Bible. It's actually the first command that was given to humans by God. It's in Genesis 1:28. It says, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number. Raise the glasses to that one. So, may God bless you in everything that you do, and may you follow Him